The State Department's budget comes out of discretionary spending, right? It's not an entitlement. It is approximately 1 cent on the dollar. That's how much we spend. Our budget last year, which was approved in an omnibus bill by the Congress, was roughly $50 billion. Take a look at the Defense Department. Take a look at the Agricultural Department. The State Department's budget, quite frankly, is a rounding error on the national budget. So you can't balance the budget. You can't make any significant deficit reductions by shrinking the Department of State. And another fact, you talk about diplomats. The State Department is roughly 75,000 strong. And of that, roughly 40,000 people are overseas. They are our foreign service nationals, our locally employed staff. These are the butchers, the bakers, the candlestick makers, the drivers, the people who run an embassy from the mechanical perspective. And many of them also are professionals who assist the various agencies in their professional tasks. They are crime analysts, they are consular visa adjudicators, or people who prepare that information for an officer to adjudicate. So that's a huge chunk of who we are. And again, those salaries and that amount of money is budget dust compared to DOD, compared to other government agencies. So those who would argue for a significantly smaller State Department, I would ask them to just take a look at the numbers in terms of what you get in the bang for the buck. There are over 10,000, or at least a couple of years ago, I don't know the exact number, but roughly 10,000 military band members. There are roughly 8,000 career diplomats. This is not to diminish the service of any military band member, but it is to say that to take somebody from Iowa who goes to school and has never spoken Korean, teach that person Korean, invest in them so that they have not only their education before they came in, but then the equivalent of a master's degree from either a government school or from another institution that is paid for. You've invested a lot in that human capital, and there's only 8,000 of us. So for those who would argue that we should be smaller, I would say, how much more would you like to spend on defense?